In the last few commencement ceremonies, we've started the tradition of having student speakers address their fellow graduates. This year was a difficult decision, as it has been, for the selection, and that tells you really how many amazing and talented students we have here at Michigan Tech. Today's speaker hails from Rochester, Michigan, and is graduating with a bachelor's degrees in biomedical engineering and mechanical engineering. He'll be working in family care products at Kimberly-Clark in Neenah, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2016 student commencement speaker, John Andrew Markle.
Hello? Hello. All right, there we go. Hello, my fellow Huskies and soon-to-be alumni. My name is Drew Markle, and I want to take some time today to thank you for allowing me to be your spring 2016 commencement speaker. But before we get started, my speech is a little bit interactive, so if I could have everybody do me a favor, we're going to practice something real quick. If you could all take your dominant hand and put it in the air. There we go, nice and proud, real tall, like you know the answer to the question. Well, I guess you're done with that now, aren't you? Thank you. In a few more moments, that'll make a little more sense. It has been 5 years since I first arrived at Michigan Technological University. 5 years. And as I started to put my speech together, I gathered my thoughts, as does any writer, and then it really, truly hit me. The impact that I've had on this place, and the impact that it's had on me. I had all these memories and thoughts and feelings and emotions, and I had to just get it all on the page. So I started writing. And I started writing and typing and typing and writing, and soon enough, I had a list a page long. Now, I could regale you with all of my memories and thoughts and experiences and accomplishments, but frankly, not one of you probably cares who I am. And there's more than one of you who's half asleep already. I may be the one up at the microphone today, but today is about all of us, together, as Huskies, celebrating our graduation as a community. So instead, I wanted to take a brief moment today to talk about hats. Yes, you heard me correctly. They give me the ultimate power, that is the microphone, in front of this crowd, and I'm going to spend my 15 minutes of fame talking about hats. You see, on my 3rd day of college, I met the woman I will marry next month on the 1st floor of Douglas Houghton Hall. Thank you for allowing me to embarrass her publicly. But 2 days later, I made the second best decision of my collegiate career to join the second best feeling in the world, the Huskies pep band. Thank you. For those of you in the audience who don't know, our pep band is a crazy, cacophonous cabaret of wonderful people, all of whom own and frequently wear a very silly hat. The hats that we wear in the band mark us as a member of an elite group of rapscallions who will jeer, cheer, taunt, and shout until our athletes, as the fight song says, win the game in the glorious name of the Michigan Engineers. And the ridiculous hats that we sport not only make up a very interesting spectacle for both opposing teams and home crowds alike, but they mean something special to us as members of the band. As the saying goes, clothes make the man, and I believe the hats we wear make us something special for a variety of reasons. Each hat is different from the others, and in that way the hats make us unique. Every member of the band has a hat, and in that way our hats bring us together. And the hats, when brought together in unison, well, they help us make our mark on the world, both visually and musically. But while the physical piece of headwear is important, so too is the metaphorical, because the roles we take, the positions we fill, and the way we shape our lives are also hats that we wear. My first manager told me that upon starting out in the job force after college that I'd wear many hats. I'll be the engineer, a new guy, the one who messes up a lot and has a question for everything. A hard worker, hopefully. To some, a young kid just out of college, eager to learn, and technologically speaking, a valuable resource for others. These are all hats that I've worn and will continue to wear as my career moves and shifts. But as I've said, this speech is not about me. So please take a moment with me and think about the hats that you've worn, the ones that you are currently wearing, and the ones that you will wear in the future. If you could, please, graduates and those in the audience as well, raise your hand if any of the following are hats that you've worn throughout your tenure, your careers, and your time at Michigan Tech. They can be real or metaphorical. If you've ever worn a hard hat while constructing the enormous snow statues that are a symbol of our soon-to-be alma mater, please raise your hand. Nice and proud, really tall, we can see you. If you've ever held a position in one of the hundreds of student organizations around campus, this can be honorary, Greek, social, something you just did for fun. Nice and proud, there you go. Look around. Please raise your hand if you've ever worn safety glasses in the shop or a lab coat while performing research. There should hopefully be more hands in this corner of the room. If you've ever worn a jersey while playing intramural, club, or even varsity sports for Michigan Tech. If hanging in your closet somewhere is a polo from one of our enterprises. For those in the audience that don't know, these are groups that make everything from ecological improvements to fully functioning race cars. If you've ever been called mother or father, please raise your hand. I should hope that's the audience. If you ever worn a helmet while playing broomball, going biking down the tech trails, or going flying down Mount Ripley, please raise your hand. Keep your hand raised if you've biffed it on Ripley. If you've ever worn recording studio headphones while mixing music in our sound labs or working backstage at the Rose or McCardle theaters. Thank you for those guys. They make this possible. They adjust my levels and make sure I don't need more bass or treble or anything. If you've ever worn a hopefully warm hat during the all-nighter, I hope there should be more hands raised there too. And please raise your hand and even stand up if you've ever donned the uniforms of our armed forces. I know there's a row back there too. Thank you. I've embarrassed enough people publicly now. Thank you for playing along. You see, the truth is, folks, college is not the end of your journey through life. Some of you will go on to get jobs. Some of you will go on to graduate school. Some of you are just finishing a long tenure at graduate school. And yes, assuredly, more than one of you will create the future. In fact, I cannot hope to fathom or imagine the impact the people in this room right now will have on their peers, their industries of choice, and their local communities as we graduate and become alumni. Every last one of us will hopefully wear many hats as the courses of our lives and careers move and shift. But your time here at Michigan Tech has given you a hat you can no longer take off. But thankfully, it stands for a whole heck of a lot, in my opinion. Michigan Tech produces some of the smartest and toughest individuals I will ever have the privilege of knowing. By standing here today, you have shown great scholarship. You've held yourselves accountable for your studies. You've come together as a community, and with more than just a bit of tenacity, you have made it to this day. We've all made it together as Huskies to our graduation. So what hats will you wear in the future? Who knows? The possibilities are literally limitless. But one thing I know for sure is that there's now a hat in common. So would the graduating class of 2016 put your hands together and make some noise if you're proud today to be wearing your graduation cap. Thank you.